Okay, you guys, let's get into part two of this video. Part one, I explain how your front desk could be costing you clients and can be costing you revenue. Today, I'm going to talk to you and show you what a business owner can actually do to fix these problems before more clients walk away. So let's get right into that. If you want to hear that, stay tuned. You guys, we're going to jump right into this really quickly. It's going to be fast and it's going to be brief and it's going to be very informative. There's 5 steps or 5 tips that I think will help you in this. And so tip number 1 is hire for attitude first, because professionalism, kindness, empathy, and customer service are things that you cannot teach. So when you're interviewing a potential candidate to work at your front desk or, at your as your receptionist, you want to make sure that they have all of these. You can kind of see and you can kind of get a feel for their energy and see about their professionalism, their kindness, their empathy, customer service. Because you guys, to be honest, you can't teach that. Tip number 2, you want to train every employee. Please don't assume that people know how to answer the phone. Like my old pastor say, assumption is the lowest form of knowledge.
Thank you.
And it's true, because when you assume, you really don't know. So you want to teach them how to greet clients, teach them how to handle complaints from clients or patients, teach them how to book appointments for customers or patients, confirm the appointment if you don't have a booking system or online system that will send out automated confirmation. Then you want to teach them how to do that, and teach them how to use professional language. You also want to teach them how to protect the business's reputation. That's first and foremost. So those are the tip number 2, the tip 2s, if you want to call it. But you want to do that because, their attitude will determine their altitude. So their attitude will also determine how high or how well or how successful your business is, or your medical practice or your dental office or your hair salon or whatever type business you have. You guys, tip number 3 is create accountability. As adults, you always want to, even with kids, but with adults, you always want to make people be accountable. Especially in the workplace, you want to make sure people are accountable. So create the accountability. And so this is where you want to have written expectations. A person really don't know what's expected of them if you don't give that information to them first early on when they're hired. If you're not telling them what you expect from them, what the expectations are. You want to also do their first hired, I would say do a 30-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day evaluation, performance evaluations. You definitely want to do that. So someone won't be just wondering, okay, am I doing good here? Am I doing bad? I wonder how good I'm doing. You want to set the tone and you want to make sure you keep them on track. You also want to mentor and coach them, meaning that you're training them. If you see they may be good in one area but not that great in another area, then you want to set up a set time, maybe once a month, where you meet with them, maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and you go over things that they need help with. You also have them to write down what they may need help with. And then when you guys meet on a monthly basis, then you guys can go over, what they need help with. You can also coach and mentor and train them on what you feel like they need help with. You also want to follow up. If they ask you a question, or if they need additional training, or they communicate to you by phone, email, or in person that they need some additional help, or they don't know how to do something, you want to always follow through. Consistency. You always want to be consistent, because that's what kind of sets the tone, and that's what kind of gives them a guideline and give them something to follow, so they will have an expectation and they'll know what's expected of them. That was tip 3. So you guys, tip 4, you want to protect your business. At the end of the day, whenever you own a business, you always want to protect your business. You always want to protect your intellectual property. And some people have security cameras in their business, which, everyone has that now, to be honest. But when it comes to receptionists or, people that's at the front desk, a lot of businesses that you call now, or offices, they even have where conversations are recorded. That's a good idea, not to eavesdrop on people or not to be, overly cautious. But at the end of the day, when you're bringing people in and they can have a big impact on your business, whether negatively or positively, You want to hear, at the end of the day, or at least every 30 days, you want to go back, listen to those voicemails, listen to those conversations that they have with patients or customers. That way, if they need coaching, then back to, that step where you're coaching and you're mentoring them and you're following through. That's where you're going to be able to listen to that, and you're going to be able to, mentor and coach them and train them. So a lot of businesses have that. So I would recommend that you get some type of recording system. I'm sure it's not expensive. And that way you can listen to, the conversations, the tone, and you can train them in that way. You always want to be very cautious of and protective of your documentation. That's your intellectual property, which will have your customers, your clients, your patients' information on, their phone numbers, their emails, and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that they're going to take your database from you, but who knows what people have in their mind. That's the thing nowadays. You never know what people are thinking. So you always want to protect your business, and it's not being like afraid or leery of people. It's just about protecting your intellectual property, because at the end of the day, when you open a business and you go all through that to maintain a business and have a business you're not going to be able to stay in business without clients, without customers, nor without patients. So you always want to be doing that. Protect your documentation. So another thing, you guys, is customer feedback. You always want to be getting a customer feedback, whether get it by surveys or get it face to face. Whenever I'm a big, since I used to own a salon, a brick and mortar, and 2 other locations simultaneously at the same time, it's always a good idea to ask a client before they walk out the door, how did you like the service? What do you think about the service? That way, if something is amiss, or awry, they can tell you right then, as opposed to you reading it online in a review or something like that. So even with restaurants or any type businesses that you have, if you're the manager, or you the owner, you always want to be asking, okay, how was the service? So you always want to get customer feedback. You can also send out surveys, randomly to maybe 10 clients every 90 days or something, however you have it that you want to do it. But getting, customers feedback is, sending out customer surveys are great. It's a great way to find out, without being shocked and surprised about what's going on in your business, And some people may not want to do that, because in all honesty, running a business is a lot. It's stressful. It's a lot. It's always something. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's very worth it. And then to get customer feedback is everything. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to remain in a business owner and remain in business if you're not finding out, or not humble enough to find out, what are the customers' experiences like, especially, for example, a dentist's office. If you're a dentist, then you have a dental practice where you're almost leaving the front desk, in charge of everything, because you're in the back. You got your gloved hands in somebody's mouth, and you're not able to see or know what the customer or the patient's experience is with the front desk, unless you would ask. You have to ask, you have to send out surveys. You got to ask, you got to take the time to do that, because when you own a business, you should have some kind of semblance or some kind of idea of what's going on inside of your place of business. So you can do mystery shopper type thing, depending on what type of business you have. So you can send somebody in, be a fake, shopper, a fake patient, a fake customer, or you can do this secret caller stuff. This is all in efforts to try to find out, what's going on in your business, in your dental practice, in your medical office, in your lawyer's office, and if you're an attorney, if you own a restaurant, whatever kind of business you own, not just salons, but any type business. You want to know what's going on in your place of business. You want to review those phone etiquettes, not because you don't really trust your employees, but at the same time, you want to know what's going on in your business, and you want to be coaching them, mentoring them, training them. And so step 5, you need to lead by an example. You the owner, and you need to set the tone. If the owner treats the clients well, then the people that work for you, they're going to see you treating them well, and they will usually follow through. The culture starts at the top. Everything starts with the owner. Everything starts at the top. So you want to set that example. So you guys, that was step 5. And so you guys, if you haven't seen my first video, then please watch that. It's brief as well, but very informative, just like this one is. I will drop it down below. I will put it up here so you can see it and you'll know where to go. But in closing, you guys, I just want to tell you that I'm going to make another video, so be looking out for that one soon. It's going to be part 3, the final one, and it'll be telling you and showing you how to build a front desk system that keeps your customers and your patients and your clients coming back, and it'll help your business grow. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be in video number 3, which is coming up in a week or 2, so look for that one. But if you haven't seen video 1, please look at that. This is video 2, and then video 3 is coming up. So I hope you have learned something today, and if you're not already subscribed, it's free to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe and click the bell, and tell me if you've had any kind of experiences, negatively, positively, going in a place of business. Share what you've been through. Drop it down below in the comments. And you guys, I hope you've learned something from this video. If you have, please let me know what you've learned, and I'll see you on my next video number 3. See you soon.